Simon, a good win over Keighley on Sunday for back-to-back league wins in the Betfred Championship. When you look back at that performance, are you pleased with the way that the team went?
Yeah, we're improving, Faz. That's the thing we're after. First half, thought we were really good. Probably pushed it a little bit towards the back end of the half. Could have probably left a few points out there, to be quite honest. But yeah, happy with that. Then second half, probably come away feeling a bit deflated because I think we did have an opportunity to really put the foot down and put some distance between us, as I said, post game. But there you go away and look at it, and really, we spent 30 minutes in our own half because we had them two sin bins and it kept us pinned. So, on the whole, a good workout. Definitely some good D stuff in there. A couple of sloppy tries conceded, but it was an improvement on the week before, so we'll take that.
You mentioned those two sin bins. You must be pleased with the way that the team handled that pressure, and like I say, it was a good workout for the defence that maybe has taken a bit of stick this year so far.
Oh yeah, maybe. I think just reality is now sin bins are probably more common than they have been for a while, so you have to get used to it and you have to find a way of making sure you keep turning up for each other, and we've had that, and that's been a theme for us. Our togetherness has been on show for the last three. I think we've shown quite a bit, so yeah, we're happy with that. We just need to polish up a little bit. I think we're getting there. We're starting to see the ball move a bit more. We're starting to see a bit more push, which is really good signs.
And with regards, one of those sin bins, we saw Jacob Fairbank receive a two-match ban due to his challenge, a grade C dangerous contact. When you've looked back at that, do you think that's fair?
Yeah, I mean, look, Bob's not that player. There's no intent in it at all. He's just trying to get him down. We don't want anyone standing up. If we can help it, we want to put him down. And he just happens to come in, and he comes in quite forcefully, and he just gets it wrong. The player moves at the same time, but obviously it's your responsibility as a defender to make sure you don't put them in a bad position. So just take it on chin and move on. And
obviously we saw the gruesome pictures in the aftermath of the game of Walmsley's finger. Managed to play on with that, but it was looking like a spell on the sidelines.
Yeah, hopefully not as long as it could be. I think you get a very, conservative time frame when you go to hospital. These are tough lads, and generally they get back out there as quick as they can. I think the main thing is avoiding infection at the moment, which is, antibiotics are on board. He's keeping it clean, so hopefully it's not as long as first feared, but these things happen, don't they? The testing bit for us is the size of our squad. It's not huge, so someone else will get an opportunity this week.
Any other injuries from that game, and any news on players such as Kevin Leroy? Obviously he's been on the sidelines for a few weeks. Any news on his progress?
Injury-wise, so Kyle Wood came off, limped off the field towards the end. Hopefully that's not as bad as first feared. We'll check on that one tonight. Other than that, lumps and bumps really, to be honest. I think, Kev, moving on to Kev, yeah. Kev's probably, 4 weeks maybe now since he did his calf. He's coming on alright. He had a run Tuesday night, very slowly, but it's a start. So yeah, that is what it's just a time thing really. He's getting put through his paces in the gym and doing off-feet con, which hopefully brings him back in better nick, but he's still got some miles to get in his legs before he'll be ready for us.
And we've seen in recent seasons, after a tough start, that we've gone on these long winning runs. We've had 3 consecutive wins in League and Cup, but you get this sort of similar feel around the camp that maybe...
Yeah, I don't know. You probably get a different opinion and feel as a fan. We don't really. You look at the run when it's complete. We don't really look at it while we're on it. We've won 3 from 3. It'd be nice to get another one, and that's how we work it. Really, we just keep focused on the next one. And Barrow are really dangerous and tough opposition. They're a bit of a wounded animal at the minute. Things aren't going their way, and it will go their way at some point. And if we don't get our attitude right and look after the ball, they've got some quality in that team, and they will punish us. So yeah, it's a bit of a different challenge going to Barrow. It's a longer day for us. I know they have to do it every other week, so we shouldn't complain too much, but it is a bit different when you're not doing it week on week. So that's a bit of a different challenge, but also an opportunity to spend some time with each other and stay tight, go up there and get the job done, hopefully. But yeah, Barrow are good, mate. They've got a good team. Obviously, they've got Greg up there, and we do miss Greg's experience around our squad. He'll be good for them even in this tough patch. He'll be good for them, I think. They've got some quality additions. Some Super League players have signed there this year, and they've spent a lot of money. So obviously, there's a bit of expectation there now as well, which they're having to deal with. So yeah, it's a good time to play him, but it's also a really bad time to play him as well. So we'll just focus on making sure we take them little steps forward again as we have in the last few weeks, and hopefully that's enough for us.
Yeah, you've mentioned Barrow there, like I say, they might be bottom of the league, but as we've seen, anyone can beat anyone. The so-called lesser teams picking up big wins such as Bradford beating Toulouse and things of that nature. Has that been the big message in training this week, drilling into them how important it is that we don't become complacent and take them for granted?
No, we would never do that. We don't really talk too much on those lines. I think the chat will be more that how dangerous these can be. Don't expect Monday night's Barrow, who were quite wasteful in possession. The conditions probably didn't help them, but don't expect that Barrow to turn up. Expect one that's very proud in front of their fans after getting, a couple of embarrassing scores so far this year. It's a dark place. We've been there many a time. Well, no doubt we'll be there again at some point. That's how the game goes. It's peaks and troughs, and them troughs are quite difficult. But there's only one way out of it, and they've got some experience in there that'll know how to get out of it. Just hopefully we can stave it off for a couple of weeks.
And the way that the fixtures have fallen, it's going to end up being back-to-back games against Barrow, one away in the league and then one at home in the cup. What kind of challenges does it present to yourself playing a team back-to-back weeks in different competitions?
I don't think we've done it too often, to be fair. It's a bit of a challenge because everything's really fresh. You don't have to change too much week to week, so both teams probably have a better chance of prepping easier, if you like, for the second game. But don't know, I'm never a fan of it to a degree. I think sometimes if there's a bit of drama in one game, some of that niggle can carry over and it doesn't really help anyone, but I don't expect that, to be fair. That's just one of them things that can happen. But now this one, we'll finish Sunday, we'll get to work and review it, and we'll be on to the next one as we are with every game, so it doesn't really matter too much, it just makes the circumstances a bit different.
And it's the first proper away trip, long trip of the year. You must be hoping that the fans get on board, get up to Cumbria and really get behind the lads for what you say could be not necessarily a banana skin, but a bit of a tricky fixture.
It is a tricky fixture. They all are. It's a tough competition, as tight as it's ever been. Barrow's the closest of the three teams up there, so it's your best chance to get the best drive in. It's been good there, to be fair. The last couple of times we had a really good experience there last year, which showed some real togetherness in tough times. So yeah, it's a good place to go. It's a good atmosphere. They own their own ground. They have a few things on there. Loads of kids are in that ground before playing, which is great to see. So it's never a bad day up there. Just hopefully we can go do our job and come out the right side of it and have a happy trip home, because it's a very long drive when you don't get the result.
And finally then, we've seen today youngster Ben Forster has joined the Swinton Lions on an initial 2-week loan deal. Can you tell us about that move and what you hope he'll benefit from?
Yeah, I think obviously you haven't seen anything of Foz yet as a fan base, if you like. When Foz came in, he's a big body. He's someone to develop, and it could be something in the future. He came in, and from where he was on day one with us to where he was by Christmas, he'd improved tenfold, and he's steadily improving. But what's hindering that improvement is playing on a regular basis. He's played a couple of reserves games for Cass and done okay, but he needs to dip his toe in at championship level. Obviously had a good season last year at Rochdale in League One. He needs to experience championship, and at the minute he's got a couple of good back rowers, experienced back rowers in front of him who happen to be in good form. So he's got a challenge for a spot, and that's something we'll just keep helping him with. I do think he's got the ability to play championship, but as I say, I think he needs to go and experience it. It's a bit faster than the League One games, and it's certainly faster and a better standard than what reserves is at present, so it'll be good for him. Hopefully he gets a couple of games out of that, and then we'll be keeping a close eye and we'll see how he goes.